Ooh, what's the Satori, folks? It's been a few weeks since we got to make one of these, and we've got a busy ass weekend coming up. So just thought we'd get one done beforehand. Yeah, this weekend's gonna be mad. We got a few of the kids competing at a tournament on Saturday. I think about 10 of them. Then the competition here on Sunday. Got about another 10 guys another 30 I think it was competing here on Sunday. Then we got about 10 or so of the adults competing in the adults competition here Sunday. And then we've got another 4 or 5 fighting in MMA that weekend down the Midlands also. So what is that? That's about 55 competitors over the weekend. So there's going to be some updates after that anyway. And yeah, it's going to be a busy one. A lot of cornering work to be done between me, Pat, and one or two of the other kids coaches. Like, we're probably going to be cornering close to 200 matches anyway, give or take. Hard to say exactly, but you know, in and around that neck of the woods. So going to be mad. Yeah, a lot of stuff coming up. Stuff that we've done recently, we just had the grading recently, so congrats to everyone who put in the work there and got the stripes. It was mainly a stripes testing. I was emphasising at the time as well, the stuff that helps you progress well is training consistently, of course, is a big one. What can help you make the most of that consistent training, if you keep a journal or notebook or something of that type, just something that helps remind you what you've done. You're putting it down in your words. You're like, when you're practicing the technique and stuff, you're creating neural pathways. And when you're going through notes and stuff like that, it just reinforces those neural pathways, makes them stronger, makes them faster, so it makes you better at jiu-jitsu, makes you remember it better, etc. It can help with the transfer of knowledge or memory from short-term memory to long-term memory, so it can help you really internalize the stuff. So if we've been covering, you know, side control for a little bit, and it comes time to do the grading on the side control, you should know some of the side control stuff, all going well, okay? So yeah, doing notes and stuff can really help with that, help your understanding of the position, etc. So yeah, consistent training, taking notes, really important stuff. Then once you have that bit down, what can really help with application is by doing the sparring, you know, putting it in practice in sparring against a progressively more and more difficult resistant partner. That's the most fun part. And then another part of that same area would be doing it in competition then thereafter. So they're all things that can help you improve faster. The next grade in stripes testing is going to be in 2 months' time. Will be another stripes testing, and then we'll do belt testing, I believe, about 2 months thereafter. So loads of time for people to get ready, put in the work, and get the rewards. Yeah, with some of the stuff that came up recently, we had a lot of stuff. There was Pat was in the sub 80 competition, so he got invited for that. He didn't really get to train too much for it, really at all, unfortunately, but it's just, he's so busy with everything, you know. The kids are doing so well, the kids' classes, the progress they're making, etc., because he put so much of himself into that. Like, once or twice we get people asking us, you know, oh, how'd you do that? How'd you get so successful in the kids' classes, or how'd you have success in that area? There's no secret to it. You just have to put that above everything else in your life and sacrifice a lot of stuff for it, and then you can be successful in that area. But as a result of doing so, it makes it hard to do the training. So fair play to Pat being able to do so, running a number of businesses as well, and then getting out on the mats. He had a good match in the first round, got the win there, rear naked choke I believe it was. And then the second one, he had a good match with a guy from the UK, the guy who eventually won it. Some good transitions. Eventually lost out on a heel hook, but it was good. It was good to see Pat competing. He done reasonably well, and yeah, like I was saying, nice to see him active. But it's difficult. It's difficult to compete with the very top level guys when you have other responsibilities. That was a submission only. That was a submission only matchup, and actually on that point, we saw this past weekend. Actually, Tom Halpin took gold in the ADCC qualifiers in Europe, the European qualifiers. It's a serious achievement, Great to see him doing so. You know, he came from, I think it was Limerick. He was training in Limerick, I was talking to him before on the train when we were over at the Euros. He was saying like a lot of his training he was doing with Garode, who's another good competitor out of Limerick. But it just seems like it was the two of them, because you know a lot of people say, oh, you have to be training in America or something like this, you have to be wherever. And it was great to see an Irish person doing it, and an Irish person who seems like a lot of time only had one or two main training partners. That's the gist I got of it, I could be wrong. And he also supplemented his training with going over and getting to train with Cyborg in America a couple of summers. And then for him to get the win, and I didn't get to see the final match myself, but the guys were saying the finals he just manhandled the guy, which is phenomenal stuff. So it's the start of a new era in Irish Jiu-Jitsu. I think like we've been plugging away so long, and so many people have been trying so hard to get those top accolades, and just hasn't quite happened just yet. But that institutional knowledge, the overall standard within the country, it keeps going up and up, and fair play to all the people who are part of that. Obviously we done a bit of it, but like there's 100 clubs in the country now, I think, give or take. Everyone's doing a bit, you know, no one, the success doesn't belong to any one person. And there's like, I've only been training the kimono, you know, what was it, 8 years now? Like there's so many people that have been there doing the work long before us as well, you know, with everyone coming together to make that foundation, I suppose, for other people to go on and achieve success. For anyone who just comes along now and starts jiu-jitsu now, and I believe they will be quite successful, they probably don't realise the hard work done and the laying of the foundation by the people who came before them. So yeah, it's a good time for jiu-jitsu. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Looking forward to all of our students being able to make the most of that as well. And yeah, it's going to be a good phase, a good spell for Irish Jiu-Jitsu for sure. So looking forward to it for sure. So fair play for Tom Halpin running that 4-minute mile, as it were, for us. Abroad, we also had Ferris. Everyone probably knows Ferris is a likeable character around the gym. He upped and went to the UK for a competition there. He was keeping me in the loop, but it was very much like, oh, I'm going to do this. And yeah, he went over and made a little trip out of it, and he got 5 matches in over in Grappling Industries UK, which is great. Getting that amount of experience abroad is brilliant. You know, like for so long, you know, there'd be 100 odd Irish athletes going to the Europeans, for example. Well over half of them lose their first match. You know, so for someone to be able to go abroad and get like 5 matches in, it's fucking sweet. Like, so fair play to him. Came back with the silver medal. And he shows great enthusiasm about the training, goes about it the right way, thinks about it a lot, stays on top of his physique, like eats good. You know, he's in his late 30s, I believe. So he like eats good, stays on top of his own physique, does a bit of lifting, very consistent with his training. You know, he's a busy guy, he's international with his job, he's got a family and everything to hold down as well. Still gets the training in, still gets the progress in. So he's a good example for a lot of people. Most definitely a good example. So fair play to Ferris. We had, sorry, getting a bit of a fucking sore throat. Yeah, Pat's been saying a number of the kids is mad. They moved up from the ABCs to the next class group up. So the ABCs for ages 3 to 5, and now they're moving up. So just seeing the progress of some of the kids. Some of them, they couldn't even barely walk properly when they came in, you know, and now they're doing jiu-jitsu. It's brilliant. So it's great to see that progress that's being made there in the ABCs with Pat and Yanis both helping out there. But that also opens up a number of spaces in those classes. So if you've any kids in that age group, 3, 4, 5 years of age, there's not that many sports that take kids at that age group. Or well, there's a number of them that don't anyhow. And understandably so, it's hard to coach them. But we've got specialists in that area we're lucky to have. And if you have kids in that age group and you want to come down, try a class out, definitely get stuck in. So that space is there. Another area that we upgraded in the club, we now have the Tuesday, Thursday 8:30 classes. So it's an hour class of jiu-jitsu. It's beginner level stuff. A lot of sequences, a lot of fundamentals, all important stuff to know. And some people were asking me recently if they're in the advanced class, can they do it? You know, it's a great class. Classes like that, the beginner or intermediate class, are great ones to do. If you normally do the advanced class, maybe you just have a busier week and you can't train as much, and you need to make up some classes. Maybe you're just tired. Maybe you're coming back from an injury or something like that. maybe there's a particular topic being covered that you need upgrading in that area. It could be like tonight was escapes from Mount. There could be, it could be certain attacks from side control. Whatever it is, whatever the topic, maybe you feel that you need to put a bit of work into that area. Drop down and get stuck in. The more training you do, the better. So yeah, they're going well. They're going well as well. So thanks to the guys that are running them. Paul's helping out there. Paul McHugh, going from strength to strength. I'll never say it to his face though. He's doing well. Jamie is there as well, and of course AJ helped out to start to get it rolling. So thanks to all the guys for helping out there. The morning training, 7 a.m. training, going well. Most of the people that are doing the class though are the guys that are doing 2 sessions a day. The most prominent of them being Kyle and Jordo. So as such, I think we're going to change it back to 12 o'clock. The original idea was people could come in and they could train before work. Most people aren't doing that. It's the ones that are aiming to go full time. They're the ones that are getting up. And if I just leave at that time, they'll keep getting up. They're always there. But I think might as well give them an extra hour or 2 in bed and start it at 12 o'clock. So it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 12 o'clock. The Monday and Wednesday will be a good bit of jiu-jitsu technique. The Tuesday and Thursday, sometimes we'll do technique, but also come with your own stuff to work on as well, because we might do more drilling. We might do more where you get to work on your own stuff, it's quite important. It's not enough just to listen to me what I say when I'm teaching the class. That's hopefully helpful. But a lot of really good progress comes from you identifying the areas of your jiu-jitsu that you most need to improve, and doing so, researching those areas, practicing it maybe before class, after class, in sparring, in class, etc. And that will really, really speed up your progression. So that's those 7 a.m s. It's coming at a good time as well. We're in May now. A lot of people are going to be wrapping up for college, or wrapping up their college soon. Or some of the teens, some of those lads 16, 17, 18 years of age and they're leaving cert gap or whatever afterwards, or between 5th and 6th year. If you guys want to come down, 12 o'clock as well, come down. There's going to be progress to be had. You'll be happy you did. At the end of the summer, you look back, you'll have had good training, you'll have a good time, and you'll have progressed. You'll have progressed a lot, and you'll be thankful to do so. Laying the foundation for a lot more progress throughout the year also. We also had Dahi got his black belt in judo. If anyone's rolled with him, he's a beast. He was a good level boxer. Took to the judo, progressed really fast. Anyone rolled with him knows how quick he progresses, and he's been busy out recently, but it was cool to see he got his black belt. So fair play to Dahi. Pardon me. And what else we got? The wrestling guys have been doing well of late. Obviously they're always working away in the background, quietly going about honing their craft. Wrestling was such an important martial art and complement to so many other martial arts. If you can dictate where the fight takes place, it helps big style. The lads went up to North. Done a seminar up there with an American guy. They said it was quite good. They got stuff from it. And then they also competed in the Ulster Championships there a week or 2 ago also, and got a couple of podium finishes there as well. So fair play to the guys getting after it. There's usually, quite often, there was only 1 main comp on a year. This year I think there's 3 or 4. So there's more opportunities for the guys there, which is great. So going to be interesting to see how that goes. For the teens on the national scale, Pat's after starting a teens nationals. We were doing the children's nationals before. Then when a lot of the kids are getting to the top end of that'd be for people up to 15 years of age. People are getting up to 15, and then adult is 18, so they're like 16, 17 is the juvenile kind of category. And it's a mess, man. It's a mess. There's no matches for any of them nearly at nearly all the comps. Like, the 1 or 2 big comps per year, they'll get a few matches. But other than that, don't know what's going on. And it's a real messy one as well, because if you start at 15 and you do 6 months of training in the children's curriculum, you're meant to get your grey and white belt. And then when you go 16, that means you're meant to compete at blue belt. There's fuck all people competing at blue belt, so you basically snook yourself. And yeah, that's where most of our teams are at now, because we really pushed that IBGF grading format after the last summer. And then, yeah, some other people haven't been pushing it, and it is what it is. But it's just unfortunate that there's so few matches for the teens. When there's so many matches, like there's a comp on nearly every 2 or 3 weeks this year, which is unbelievable. And for there still not to be many teens matches is unfortunate, but well, we'll get there. We'll get there bit by bit. So hopefully that gap in the market can gradually be filled with that teens league. Hope it can serve to help those people, and that there won't be such a drop off. Like if you're used to competing 14, 15, and then you're like 16, you can't compete, 17, you can't compete. That's 2 years of your life. You might, like if you're doing the kids leagues and 1 or 2 other comps, you might have been competing 6, 7, 8 times a year. That's every 6 weeks, and then you go to competing once every 12 months. It's just a bit poxy. But anyway, hopefully we can get something sorted there. The MMA keeps gaining pace as well. Those 2 guys are saying that were down the morning, Jordo and Kyle, 2 of the guys that are getting after it the most, they're in the MMA area, which is great. They're going to have success for sure. We have Port Darlington coming up this weekend. A bunch of guys competing there, which is a great resource to have. We've got fights coming up for Jamie and Kyle. Like when we were just getting into the area, it was hard to figure out how do you get fights. Like, you get in touch with a promoter and just like no, or you get in touch with a promoter and the matchup is like a weight class above or whatever. And it's just really hard to get a match. But thankfully we're figuring it out. The guys are getting matchups and we're starting to get momentum. And the guys, with the work they're putting in, they're going to do well. There's no 2 ways about it. And plus it's mad, like I haven't gone near any sort of striking in so long because I'm just doing jiu-jitsu. But it's mad helping out with the MMA, coaching and stuff. Some of that karate's coming back to me. I've got like 8 years in the kimono in jiu-jitsu. I had close to 18 years in karate. So some of that's starting to come back out. Like the cobwebs are getting brushed off. I wouldn't be personally sharp or anything, but there's some knowledge in there somewhere that we're going to be able to pass on to the guys. So I think the guys are going to have a nice style of MMA as well. Yeah, it's gonna be nice style for sure. The guys were in on national squad day as well with the MMA team. Like the Irish team is getting prepped for the IMAFs. The Europeans, they're on in Rome this year in that plaza, whatever the fuck they call it. I wouldn't recommend anyone go anywhere near that area of Rome, man. We were there before and it wasn't too tasty at all. But it was great to be in on the sparring days though. There's like 20, 30 people that are all trying to qualify for a place on that team. They're all trying to show their merit. Also their record comes into play as well. And so it's nice to be a part of that and just laying the groundwork for when we're going to be in on that at future events ourselves as well. So looking forward to that day. That's pretty much it. Not much more upcoming, but this weekend's going to be crazy busy and it's going to be deadly. 2 weeks thereafter we have Kyle's going to be competing in Cork, so we're going to go down, make a bit of a road trip of it, which is going to be nice. We're going to hope to train in Felipe Martin's place. He was good enough to come up and train with us with a few of the guys, a few sound lads as well down there, so that'll be nice. Kyle will fight, that'll be a good weekend. We have the adults competing this weekend, and then in 6 weeks time thereabouts is the Northern Irish Open, so the summer's going to line up real nice. Just put the work in now so the summer is real nice, because it'll be gone before you know it. Usually there's very few events on during the summer. This one is lined up real nice. So we have the grassroots, get the ball rolling, and we have the Northern Irish Open 6 weeks thereafter, and then another, I forget exactly how long it was, but somewhere 6, 7, 8 weeks thereafter is Grappling Industries as well, Dublin. So that's going to be another great event. They all just roll into each other nicely. So make the most of it. Then mid-June we have Jamie fighting up in Belfast as well on Clan Wars. It's a really big card. He's got a good opponent. Opponent's got a nice style as well. They got very similar styles actually. So hopefully they don't cancel each other out. But I think with the styles the two guys have, it's going to be an exciting fight. It's going to be an exciting fight, and looking forward to seeing it. And yeah, I'll check back in with you guys after this weekend, see how everything goes, and I'll fill you in. Talk to you then, guys. Woosah.